Okay, we're back. Hello, everyone. We returned two of the totems. By the way, I want to point out something to you guys when we get in here. Something this room has reminded me of. 95% of the puzzles in Myth are realizing they're a puzzle. Yeah. Okay, so something this room has reminded me of. Oh look, the floors have connected. Interesting. We're creating the sphincter. Or closing the sphincter, one of the two. So, does this remind you guys of anything? Like the layout of this room? In the 4 sections? It's something I noticed just a moment ago when we were closing the, or putting the totems back. And the symbols on the floor. It looks an awful lot like the one of the very first puzzles in the game, where you have in the cleft, where you have to get Yisha's message from that device. Okay, so I know. All right, so my guess here is one of these is north. One. Okay, so I'm just gonna write them down like this. I'm gonna put Teledon at north. That would put which one did I just do? That was, I don't know the name of that planet. To the left, that would put Garrison in the bottom position, and then that means Eater is the east position. So if need be, I can rotate these. That's just the way I'm orienting it, with this one here at the north and that one south, this one west. Was this? Is the same symbols too? Kind of. One of them is a bit different. Hang on. It has this symbol. It has the spider symbol, and it also one of them's different. I think it's that one. That's the last one we're going to go to, which I will show you here in just a sec. One of the symbols is different. It may even be the same setup, actually, though. Actually, no, that may be the same symbol. It just might look different the way I was looking at it before. I'll have to check. All right, so the last one here is actually Eater. We haven't gone here yet, but this is a unique one in that it's the only world I can tell that has 2 books for some reason. I guess because it's technically two worlds connected. Oh man, it's been so long since we were running around in this world. Boom. Boom. Hop, skip, jump, and we're gonna go in here. The right one is a football. It was 2 stream days ago. I know. Crazy, right? You just noticed spider and turtle. Yeah, I think this one is slightly different, but maybe not. Yeah, see? Okay, so this one here looks like a, well, I guess it's a vagina. There you go. Look at this. And you got your lips, the opening. You're looking into the void, the spiral to represent the void. So yeah, that's the only difference is instead of the football, you get the vagina. So, you know, instead of toxic masculinity, we get toxic femininity. Alright, we did it. All 4 have been returned. And now I fall into hell. It's interesting to me that this isn't me falling into the void now. It's... Oh shit, we tore a gash. We ripped a gash into the world. The Ralto gash. The vagina. Alright, let's fall in. It was vagina imagery the whole time. Oh shit, we're back here. Alright. Alright. The fuck did I end up back in New Mexico? It's weird. Can I go to the volcano now? Do I gotta go back to the cleft, I guess? New Mexico's your favorite Dunny world? Back to the beginning. All right, my guess is we gotta go to the projector room and put out the put in those 4 symbols we got, which are interestingly the same as before. Why doesn't the cleft get New Mexico music? All right, that door's closed. How do I get up there again? Do I just jump across the bridge? I think I just jumped across the bridge. Yeah, let's first person this to make this a little easier to get around there. Or not. Apparently my character sucks at walking a straight line. The order of symbols on the totems is unique to each playthrough. Interesting. So we just got lucky and got 3 of them that are the exact same, huh? Well, now you're gonna walk across the bridge. All right. Okay. So we'll come back here. All right. So I wrote down that Teledon was the turtle, I think. And we're gonna do that one with kind of the north. This one was gonna be east, and it was the one. This is like the square with the spider in it. We could just rotate these as necessary, so. And then the last one is the square. There. Okay, that was right.
An ending has been written. You've done all that has been asked. You've traveled the full circle. You have returned to the cleft through the fissure. You swam among the stars and saw the remnants of previous journeys. You have returned, and the pillars were returned. And now one more of the Barro, the least, has been returned to Denis. You don't need to understand what that means. Only that the hand of the Maker has set it in motion. Now the circle is complete, and the tree has begun to grow again. The path is now open, and so the symbol of the journey must change. Now the beginning is tied to the end. Now you can go where you wish. The restoration of Denis awaits. The deep city breathes. URU again.
URU again.
And I will be concerned with other things. The least are becoming greater. They will now also affect the restoration. Perhaps not the way others had planned. You've learned about the pride of Denis. The great writers of worlds were infected with pride that became a cancer. It grew quietly beneath the surface, but it grew until Denis could live no more. But those things have been told. You understand it well, I think. Let us end this cycle with rewards before we start the next cycle. Relto, the High Place. Your age now. It was the first age I wrote, a gift for my parents, and now much more. It reminds me of another home, another place. I even placed the library in the place it belongs. But Relto will change. It will be your soul, showing what you are. Only I could write Relto. It's beyond what the Denis could accomplish. Keep it. And I've given you clothing that represents your journey. Wear this to show others what side you've taken, when sides are taken. When you wear it, you will tell all that you side with us. With Yisha, with the Barrow, it will not always be easy. And another gift is here, a link to the cleft here in Torana. You haven't been able to return here, but now you can. This book will take a special place on your shelf. This place is not meant to be shared. Return here alone when you wish to remember the cycle of things. Returning. One final gift. Something that no Denis writer has been able to do for more than 10,000 years.
Look, another person other than that dude in the...
I alone can write this gift. I alone am chosen to do this and more. This gift is what my father Atris would have longed to give his grandmother Tiana. What Tiana longed for and danced for. The gift of life in the desert.
I'm what stupid shirt obtained.
Perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
Did she just lock me in here? Bitch, yeah. Fuck do you think you are? Hang on, I gotta push this button. It's been screaming at me since the cutscene. Sick. Alright. Are there credits to this game? Like, when do we get those? Here somewhere? Go back to my route though? Okay. Do the route though. I can hit F3, but I wonder if I can go through here. No, okay. Do our route though. Alright, we're at our route though. It is raining. Okay, what do I do? This game had an online version. That's insane. Alright, I got a new shirt apparently. Ah, here it is. Stupid. Ah, it's got the marker on the front where you hide your boner when you tuck it up into your waistband. Okay, so where the fuck do I go? How do I get to the credits? Is that it? Am I done? I see the saying climb out of the cleft. Okay. I can do that. Frosty thought I scanned myself and put myself into the game. By the way. So I did a good job designing my character. Now I need to help Yisha's other family members? Isn't that the other? What the fuck are those? Apparently they're banshees. Perhaps the ending has not yet been written. Those are the Barons. Okay. Interesting. Oh. Okay. There's more. Can I go up to the volcano? Maybe this guy will give me a hand. He's still here, right? He's just a skeleton now. We've been gone for ages. Oh, he is gone. He left his shirt for me, though. Excellent. Now I have his shirt. Oh, seriously, where the fuck do I go? Click the URU book. This? Oh, right. The fuck is the URU book? That doesn't help me. Oh, I can take pictures apparently. Is it one of the books in the library? It's the sign that started it all, the one where I randomly found the fucking turkey hand on the back of. There's actually a building in the distance there, too. Let's see, what the fuck is in the URU? It's just a book that says URU, but I don't have any book that says URU. Can you find a video? Oh, open option. Okay. Oh, this? That's it? game is just over? That's it? There's gotta be more, right? You can go to the online part that isn't supposed to be accessible. How do I get there? Because I feel like complete Chronicles means that there's more, right? What is it? What is this? Like, I'm comfortable ending here if this is where it ends, but I was expecting like some sort of like ending. Still stuff here we can interact with. Oh, look, he's using his hands. One quarter. 1/4. Anyway, yeah, I assume that there's more to this because this person here on Reddit posted about the game. He says all the ages here are good, and then he says Dunny and all surrounding areas. Basically, what that comprises this game. I love everything about it. All the puzzles involving coordinates are great. I love the Great Zero. Impeccable design. Okay, that's just 90%. The Path of the Shell. There are two main ages. The age I think called the Watcher's Sanctuary. Like, how do I access the other content then? Uh, yeah, let's check game facts. Maybe there's some. Two Denis. Okay, so there's a bit here called Two Denis. Okay. You missed RPs. Their borrow stones just taking the time to return the ages and making them the past. Balto pages are critical in completing adventures. Blah blah blah. Some of the BS is found in the ages that are critical to completing to Denis. The spoiler part is like, okay, whatever. An example of why keeping a notepad with a decent bullet points. Man, I'm done roaming Uru's ages and collecting all the junk I could find. Blah blah blah. Back to mountain. Back to my bookshelf and one again. Okay, just tell me what I gotta do. Okay. One for 189. And we can right up there. Yeah, actually, okay, that's not that long. I'll read that. Simpsons transcribed from voice recorder, The Watcher's Sanctuary. Okay, where to get started? The room itself is actually pretty simple, and at first glance doesn't seem to have much to it. Well, for your average explorer. There is actually much more than meets the eye. Much more, at least as far as history. It's practically dripping off the walls. Fortunately, I dig that stuff, luckily for you. I'm also better than your average explorer. Might be getting ahead of myself. Circular room with a number of doorways leading off in each direction. Large staircase might need some support work, leads to an upper level. Okay, this just doesn't work without knowing some of the history and story behind this place. I gotta start there. I've done some translation and talked with Watson. This is great stuff. Alright, the tree off the balcony. I did do a little walking around. I can see it. I can't see it that well. Dark, but it's an old tree. Don't know exactly when it was created. Although certain style and materials and elements suggest as far back as the early 2000s, long before a guy called the Watcher came around. And it's the Watcher that this place was created for, renovated for, and dedicated to from the time it was built in the late 4000s until the fall of Denny. The Watcher lived during the mid 4000s and spent most of that life hidden, secluded ages. He wrote a book called Words, a prophetic book. Nostradamus type guy. Strange, though it doesn't seem his prophecies caught on real well at first. Though through a variety of events, you can ask somebody else if you want to know them all. The guy became more and more popular, then faded, then popular again. You know the deal. There was always a core group of followers, but the overall population wavered. I would imagine, depending on how accurate they viewed his visions, over the course of time, a whole lot of copies of his books were printed. We found plenty of them. As I mentioned, the tree, which I still don't know how to actually get to, was built long before the Watcher. No one at the DFC seems to know exactly what it was for. Best guesses are the tree was built early on as a representation of the Dunny that had come here, the new tree. The definition had a thing for trees. So the Watcher comes along and writes some prophecies. They end up pretty popular, and they do quite a bit with the tree, as much as any prophecy does. And an unknown guy builds this building with the tree as its focus. Seems like the building was an upper class lounge or sitting room, pub, something along those lines. The intellectuals come to discuss the philosophies and politics of the day, although there was some homage being paid to the Watcher and his thoughts and ideas. This sanctuary, or whatever you want to call it, stayed successful even while ownership changed. It seems it changed as frequently as the philosophies and religious views of the people. It wasn't until Kaddish came along, yes, our good friend Kaddish, that the thing really took off. Unfortunately, right before the fall, I've just realized I haven't made it moved in the past few minutes. I'm standing in a building giving an analysis of it without moving. Gotta love history. So back to it. Nice little coves in this place. Wouldn't be bad at all. All with a cigar and, okay, Kaddish in the fall. Kaddish was the last guy to own it, and it seems like he did some renovations. This is where history and current day setup gets interesting. The Watcher spoke quite a bit, in words, about someone known as the Grower. The Grower is prophesied to do a number of things, and it seems that there were numerous interpretations of the Grower. Some saw this person as little more than a great lord or king, while others saw this person as a superhuman miracle worker, godlike conquering time, space, and dimension, and everything else. The views on the Grower were as varied as you can imagine. It's just talking about a guy whose penis gets bigger when he gets erect. What's important is that Kaddish viewed himself as the Grower, as the one the Watcher had prophesied about. As a result, he modified the pub to honor not only the prophet, but himself as well. He seemed intent on fulfilling as many of the prophecies as he could, so he built this puzzling path of the shell to the tree, brought the Arcana book here. Kaddish was the engineer behind its construction, though the Anone book here claimed that it allowed him to travel through time back to the Dunny homeworld as it is, and as it would be. Kaddish claimed he wrote the book. All these things to fulfill the prophecies, even the times of the Dunny, was significant because the Watcher claimed to see visions of the past, present, and future. As a result, he wrote what he saw, never knowing if it would occur in the future, had already occurred in the past, or was already occurring as he wrote. People flocked to the place. Not only was it the only way to travel through time, but Kaddish himself was the only one who could solve the spiral path of the shell and access the tree. In fact, he would demonstrate his ability to anyone who wanted to come and watch. Nightly challenges were held to see if anyone else could access the room. It seemed no one ever did, further confirmation that Kaddish is the grower. Kaddish bragged that the Watcher clearly spoke of how to solve the room in his prophecies, and that anyone could find the solution there. Easy to say when you did build the thing. Maybe I don't get something. Either way, good luck reading through all those, figuring out something, let alone the solution to some kind of weird Dunny puzzle. So it seems that Kaddish ran the sanctuary up to the end. Obviously, at some point we know he died. We've all seen the remains of the poor guy. An odd end for a guy that seemed to have so much. Had a book right there, but didn't use it. But that's another story. Okay, history out of the way, and I guess I should finish with the spiral path room. I'm not a big puzzle guy, but the room seems very confusing. A switch closes the door and turns on the light, and some mechanisms releases the ball back to its starting point. There are numbers etched into the walls of the maze as well. Enough of that. I can see myself going crazy in a place like this. Oddly, there is no physical access from the city that surrounds the building. We know the building is up to Jateri, a nice district, but there is definitely no way to get in from the outside and vice versa. Not sure if Kaddish sealed it up or if it always was, but I would bet the second idea. Makes it handy to limit access. If you don't have a book, you're not getting here. That would explain why the books were never destroyed or taken. That's it for now. I'll probably end up back here after checking with Arcana and Anone. Okay, so there is more to do, guys. We have... this era, I guess. Okay. We're not going to continue because... yeah, but I am going to just take a quick look around. Okay. So we got more to tackle tomorrow with this, but I do want to at least go look at the other book on the shelf real quick. Because there was another new one. We got that one. I think this one was new as well. Yeah, okay, so now we can access this area too. Well, that we couldn't access before. There's a beach ball here. Alright, so I might use a walkthrough to get through these quicker, because, yeah. But I think we're going to do these as well, because I did say I would play the complete Chronicles, so that's what we're going to do. But tomorrow we'll tackle this part. I think there's only this part and one path of the shell to do, according to this guide I just found. So, YouTube, I hope you guys enjoyed the main game. We finished it, we're good. Now we're going to make our way through the 2 Dunny part here, and into the shell, and then we're done. If you guys liked what you saw and you're not following, I do encourage you to give a follow. We're here nearly every day.